Park area. Switching gears, let's go ahead and see what's happening on the 15. Not very much of a wide view, but you get the picture here. Things are starting to slowly pick up as you exit Mira Mesa, headed southbound towards the 163 connector into Miramar. And then this is a live view of the 5 in both directions. This is coming in from Old Town Ave as you make your way towards that 8 connector. We had a vegetation fire that occurred a few hours ago. It's leaving some lingering congestion. So it looks like the on-ramp is still shut down in Mission Bay on the 5 South from SeaWorld Drive. So look out for that if you live in the Bay Ho or Bay Park area. Meanwhile, if you're headed northbound towards Camp Pendleton, you may want to leave some time for travel. This crash literally just came in a minute or two ago, and it's involving a motorcycle and another car. It looks like one of the fast lanes is currently blocked. Again, right now it's still in the green because it just occurred, but as long as it remains active, hopefully the drivers of both of those cars, the motorcycle and the vehicle, are okay. But as of right now, it looks like there is a crash active on the 5 North right at the 76. So this is potentially going to slow things down if you're making your way, as I mentioned, towards Camp Pendleton or exiting San Diego, headed towards the OC. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to your border wait times and see what we're dealing with this morning. Ooh, that was a nice transition there. Right now, if you're traveling to get across from Otay Mesa's port of entry at last check. Back to you guys.
Would not be staying tonight.
I'm sorry. Like, if I hear there's like certain bugs or something in here, I'm out. So when it comes to smoke, yeah, you better believe I'm out. 6:19 is the time. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you all had a beautiful weekend. I'll tell you what, the drives are pretty nice for the most part. We do have a couple of incidents that I'll let you know about in a moment. But in the meantime, here's a live look outside. This is the 15 southbound as you exit Mira Mesa, headed towards the Miramar area. And then this is the 5 as you shoot up towards the 8 connector coming in from Old Town Avenue. All right, as I mentioned, we got some issues up in the North County. We have a crash involving a motorcycle and another car. It looks like the number 2 lane. If you don't know, that's one of the fast lanes. That's where the incident occurred. So you're likely going to encounter some slowing. This crash just happened about 10 minutes or so ago. So this is going to impact travel for those headed northbound coming in from Carlsbad, Oceanside, perhaps maybe driving towards Camp Pendleton or leaving San Diego to head into Orange County. This could also cause some issues if you're headed southbound as well, because of course a lot of looky-loos like to tap the brakes. So just keep that in mind. This is on the 5, again, right where it intersects with the 76 freeway. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on out and see what we're dealing with this Monday. We're at full freeway speed. So for the most part, it's Monday light out there. No major issues coming in from the East County. Here's what it looks like coming in from the South Bay. Same deal on the 5 and the 805 as you exit Chula Vista and the National City neighborhoods. Back to you guys.
All right, coming up.
Fast lanes are currently blocked. One of those lanes is blocked by fire crews, and this is on the 5 North right after the 76 connector. So this is slowing things all the way back to Oceanside Boulevard. Again, if you're leaving Oceanside, let's say headed towards Camp Pendleton, this may slow things down for you. Or even if you're headed southbound in from Camp Pendleton or let's say Orange County, this also may cause you to tap the brakes this morning. Other than that, we're seeing a lot of green across the board here, indicating that we're at steady speeds. Here's what it looks like on the 805 North coming in from Home Avenue. And then this is that drive on the 15 as you leave Mira Mesa headed towards Miramar. In about 5-6 minutes or so, we'll take a look at what your Monday travel times have in store this morning. Back to you guys, because that's where we're still tracking some activity following a motorcycle and a car crash. So it looks like someone sustained injuries. The 2 left lanes still blocked by medics as well as fire crews. And that's on the northbound and after the 76, slowing things down back to Oceanside. This could also have an impact if you're leaving the Camp Pendleton, let's say headed southbound towards Oceanside or Carlsbad via the 5. All right, here's a live look outside. This is in the South Bay on the 805 North as you make your way out of National City, headed towards North Park. And this is a 15 in both directions. Top left of your screen is the southbound drive. You could probably tell because congestion's a little thicker there. And then this is the 5 in both directions coming in from Old Town Avenue as you make your way towards Mission Bay. All right, 12 to 15 minutes on the 5, the 15 and the 78. So nothing major As far as travel times go, we're still at average speeds and we're all in the green is green. And green, of course, is what we love to see. So about 3 to 10 minutes right now for all of those westbound drives headed in from the East County. And then if you're traveling in from National City or Chula Vista, you can expect some slowing. That is usual for this time of day. About 15 to 20 minutes right now on the 5 and the 805. Coming in from San Ysidro, headed towards City Heights, 20 minutes. If you're traveling in from the Mile of Cars area, headed towards the 8 near Point Loma, that's an easy 15-minute drive for you. I always want to just like go up to them because they're so well behaved too.
You really need to just ask for permission.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, their owners are a little bit more willing.
I'm always scared to do that
don't
though.
Just walk up. Yeah.
But maybe I will. Maybe because I'm expecting they'll give me a pass and be like, fine.
Exactly.
I feel like I get passes.
I was going to say, like we said, you kind of get a pass with anything nowadays. Right?
Literally. I got to use it while I can
Yeah,
though,
not
right?
much time left.
Yeah, exactly. 6:50 is the time. Let's go ahead and start things off with the live look outside. We'll start off in the South Bay and then we'll work our way northward. So this is the 5 in both directions right at East Street as you make your way towards that 54 connector. This camera just does not want to face the freeway at 1 o'clock hour. So again, if you're on YouTube TV, directed to showcase this camera specifically to see if we can track any slowing coming in from Oceanside as you make your way northbound towards the 78 and 76, because we are still tracking a crash on the 5 north right at the 76, slowing things all the way back to Oceanside Boulevard. A motorcycle was involved in this crash, and unfortunately there were some injuries involved as well. But right now it's looking like it's not causing too much of a slowdown for drivers within that pocket. We are tracking some minor slowing, not so much for the North County, but now for the South Bay. So it looks like we're tapping the brakes coming in from, I'd say that's about 8th Street northbound on the 5 as you make your way towards the Mile of Cars, 35 mile per hour speeds there, and about 50 mile per hour speeds towards that pocket as you exit Chula Vista headed into National City on the 805. Coming up a little later, we'll showcase what your Monday travel times have in store. That's all ahead. Back to you guys. East Street as you make your way in from Chula Vista headed towards National City. So far so good. So again, we are encountering some slowing, but that is usual. Drivers are used to a lot of this brake tapping that we're currently seeing. And then let's go ahead and switch gears. We'll take you from the South Bay all the way up to the North County near Oceanside. I wanted to highlight this camera because again, that's where we are continuing to track some activity following a crash involving a motorcycle and even one of the drivers or passengers potentially who suffered a couple of injuries. This is causing the 2 left lanes to be blocked by fire crews as well as medics. So just an FYI, if you're headed northbound, let's say towards Camp Pendleton via the 5, anywhere near Oceanside, you may encounter some slowing because of this ongoing activity. Other than that, we are seeing very small pockets of yellow indicating where we're tracking slowing. So 65 to 70 mile per hour speeds if you're coming in from the North County headed south. No major issues coming in from the 52 Santee or La Mesa headed west towards the College neighborhood. Most of the slowing is going to be down in the South Bay. So out of Chula Vista, National City on the 5 and the 805 is where we're tracking the most slowing. If you're trying to get onto Coronado, 55 mile per hour speeds coming in from the downtown Barrio Logan area in about 10 to 15 minutes. Meanwhile, headed southbound on the 5 and the 15. Here's what it looks like coming in from the East County headed west, 3 to 7 minutes there. And again, not looking too flawless coming in from the South Bay, 15 to 20 if you're shooting in from the 5 and the 805 this morning. Back to you guys. So I'm here for it. 15 south at Carmel Mountain Road. Look out for some pieces of large metal in the fast lane. That is no bueno. And that's as you make your way southbound, let's say in from the Rancho Bernardo, Rancho Penasquitos area. We're still talking this crash involving a motorcycle and some injuries. It was reported as a hit and run as of last check. 2 left lanes still blocked in Oceanside, and that's on the 5 north right as you approach the 76. Here's live look outside on the 5 in both directions as you make your way out of Chula Vista headed towards National City. Incoming right now, this is a live look as you make your way towards the College area headed towards that 15 connector. Back to things off with a live look outside. This is the 5 in both directions right at East Street. Switching gears, coming at your screen is a drive headed west towards the College area. You can see that things are starting to build this morning as we inch towards the 8 o'clock hour. And then actually we are encountering some slowing right here. And I believe this is the drive at Harbor as you make your way north towards the 78. So things are pretty bottlenecked through that pocket. We're still tracking some activity as you make your way on the 5 north after the 76. We had an earlier crash. It came in about an hour or so ago, but it looks like it's still causing a little bit of slowing as you make your way through that area. All right, let's go ahead and focus in on travel times. About 15 minutes right now to get you inbound from Oceanside as well as Escondido. About 20 minutes full span of the 78 from the 15 to the 5. Here's what it looks like coming in from the East County. Slow and go out of Santee from the 125 to downtown San Diego will take you about 12 minutes. 10 minutes meanwhile for that drive coming in from the 52, 125 towards the 15. And then here's what it looks like coming in from the South Bay headed northbound. 15 to 20 on the 5 and the 805. Back to you guys.
No, thank you.
Towards City Heights, right after Home Avenue. Switching gears, this is a little more north on the 8. This is coming in from the College area as you make your way towards the College neighborhood, eventually reaching the 15 connector. And then this is the 5. That's that southbound drive as you leave Oceanside, headed towards Carlsbad. This crash still remaining active at last check. Looks like that's on the 5 north right after the 76. As we pull up some of the travel time, still in pretty good shape out of the North County. However, we're now starting to see some slowing inbound from Escondido. Back to you, High Surf. 8:01 is the time on your Monday. Let's go ahead and start things off on the 8th. This is through the Mission Valley area. Right at Taylor, I was trying to get a glimpse of any activity that we could see. Reportedly, we have some sort of brush fire just off the 8 right at Taylor, but obviously this is just facing the freeways. Let's go ahead and see if they're slowing. No slowing, so it looks like the travel around that area not impacted at all. You're going to average about 15 minutes if you're heading southbound in from Oceanside as well as Escondido this morning. Traveling in from the East County headed west, we're seeing our usual slowing, but average speeds could be worse, anywhere between 40 to 50 miles per hour, so not too bad. And here's what it looks like coming in from the South Bay. 15 to 20 now headed northbound in from San Ysidro as well as from the mile of cars up to the 8. Eric. PTO with their kiddos. Let's go ahead and start things off on the 8, and then we'll transition kind of across the region here. This is the 8, so things are, again, looking fairly light. Thankfully, there are no major crashes or incidents to report. The 8, this is just east of Taylor Street, eastbound, so this is as you leave the Mission Valley area, headed towards the 805. We had earlier reports of some sort of fire, but it looks like that's not causing any slowing whatsoever, and crews likely already have it under control. All right, travel times right now in really good shape. Under 15 minutes, we have officially transitioned out of the yellow back into the green. Green is always good. That means we're at steady speeds across the region. And here's what it looks like. We are seeing somewhat slow speeds coming in from the East County headed west, but not too bad. 5 to 10 minutes right now on the 52, the 8, as well as the 94. And then here's what it looks like coming in from Chula Vista to the 94. About 15 minutes there. If you're traveling in from the mile of cars up to the 8, 15 and under 5, full span of the Coronado Bridge. Back to you guys. In fact, you can kind of see one of the cars involved on the left side of your screen there. It's at the Gore Point. And right now we are tracking some slowing as you make your way towards the 94 and 15 connector, headed towards the North Park area coming in from National City. So again, 805 north right at the 15 split. As you exit the South Bay, you'll likely encounter some slowing. Right now as we track some of those travel times, still not too bad, averaging about 17 to get you northbound in from San Ysidro. Carlsbad. Meanwhile, this is what it looks like on the 805. We are noticing a gridlock due to a crash that's reportedly involving about 4 to 5 cars. In fact, you can kind of see some of those cars involved on the middle left of your screen at the Gore Point, and it looks like CHP is behind one of them. So this is going to cause quite the slowdown coming in from Chula Vista as you make your way on the 805. Earlier, we were at pretty nice speeds, and that has completely changed, all due to this multiple vehicle crash. Let's go ahead and pull up those travel times because this number is actually building. About 5 minutes ago, it was at 17 minutes. So now we've added about 10 or so because of that incident. So now coming in from San Ysidro up to the 94, it'll take you nearly 30 minutes with average speeds down to about 40 miles per hour. If you got to get somewhere on time, maybe you opt for the 54, hop on the 5 as an alternate route, or take some of the surface streets to get around that congestion there. Meanwhile, if you're coming across from Barrio Logan downtown headed towards Coronado, under a 5-minute ride, here's what it looks like coming in from the East County. we're starting to see really nice drives for the most part as we inch towards the 9 a.m. hour. Same deal coming in from the North County at last check. Back to you guys.
Vanessa, thank you very much.